My family said I'd ruin everything if I left home at 25. They called me selfish, ungrateful, a failure waiting to happen. I stayed, out of guilt, out of fear. But 5 years later, at 30, I made a choice that shocked them all, and changed my life forever. Stick around, because this is the story of how I took back my life, built my dream career, and made them eat their words. Hello, beautiful people. I'm Amara, a graphic designer from a small town in Punjab, Pakistan, with a heart full of dreams. Today, I'm sharing a deeply personal story about breaking free from the crushing weight of family expectations to chase my own path. If you've ever felt torn between duty and your dreams, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's dive into this journey together. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Voice steady, tinged with nostalgia, pacing deliberate to set the scene. I was 19 when I first realized my life didn't belong to me. Growing up as the eldest daughter in a traditional Punjabi family, I was raised to be the glue that held everyone together. My parents, loving, but bound by tradition, saw me as the role model for my two younger sisters and my little brother. By 17, my days were a blur of responsibilities, cooking dinner for 6, scrubbing pots until my hands were raw, helping with my siblings' homework, and cramming for college entrance exams late into the night. My hands smelled of turmeric and onions most evenings, and my dreams? They were like old sketches in a forgotten notebook, tucked away in a corner of my mind, gathering dust. My mother's voice was a constant echo. Amara, you're the eldest. You carry our honor. My father's pride in my straight A's came with an unspoken rule. Don't step out of line. Don't dream too big. Art was a hobby, not a career. Studying abroad? Out of the question. Their vision for me was clear. Sacrifice for the family, marry a respectable man by 25, and keep everyone happy. Happiness, they believed, came from duty, not desire. But deep inside, I was suffocating. My chest felt tight, like a bird trapped in a cage too small to spread its wings. At night, I'd lie awake, staring at the ceiling, imagining a life where I could design logos for global brands, sip coffee in a Parisian cafe, or just breathe without the weight of someone else's expectations pressing down on me. I'd sketch in secret, my pencil dancing across the page, creating worlds where I was free. But every morning, I'd wake up to the same reality: duty first, dreams last. Voice grows sharper, pacing quickens, with a hint of frustration. At 23, my world cracked open. I was accepted into a prestigious graphic design program in London, a full scholarship, a chance to live for myself. It was my golden ticket, a dream I'd barely dared to dream. I spent weeks preparing to tell my parents, rehearsing my words in front of the mirror, my reflection looking braver than I felt. My heart raced with a mix of hope and terror. Maybe they'd see my passion. Maybe they'd say yes. The night I told them, we were at the dinner table, the air thick with the aroma of my mother's doll. My father's spoon froze midair when I said the word, London. My mother's face crumpled, her voice trembling. Leave the country? Alone? What will people say, Amara? You'll ruin our reputation. My father's tone was colder, final. You're not ready for the world. You'll fail, and we'll have to clean up your mess. Then my uncle, who was visiting, chimed in with a smirk that made my skin crawl. Girls like you don't belong in foreign cities. Stick to what you know, cooking and caring for your siblings. His words hit like a slap, his smug grin twisting the knife. I wanted to scream, to hurl the plate of biryani across the room, to tell them they were wrong. But guilt silenced me. What if they were right? What if I wasn't strong enough? So, I stayed. I turned down the scholarship, my heart breaking with every word of the email I sent declining the offer. For the next few years, I played the perfect daughter, working a local job as a junior designer, barely earning enough to cover my bus fare. My uncle's visits were torture, his jabs relentless. See? You're better off here. The world's too big for you. Each time, I'd clench my fists under the table, my nails digging into my palms, forcing a smile while my dreams withered. Voice slows, resolute, with a spark of defiance. I hit 30 last year, and something inside me snapped. I was scrolling through LinkedIn one night, my eyes burning from exhaustion, when I saw it. Classmates from college living in New York, Tokyo, Dubai, chasing dreams I'd buried under layers of guilt. My reflection in the laptop screen looked tired, hollow, like a stranger staring back. I thought, is this it? Am I going to die wondering what could have been? That night, I made a vow to myself. No more guilt. No more living for others. I was going to move abroad, no matter what. My family could disown me, my uncle could laugh, but I was done being their puppet. My heart pounded as I opened my laptop and started typing applications for design jobs in Canada, my fingers trembling with fear and excitement. Each click felt like a rebellion, a step toward freedom. I didn't tell a soul. Not my parents, not my sisters, not even my best friend. By day, I played the dutiful daughter, smiling as I served dinner. By night, I was a warrior, polishing my portfolio, taking online courses, and networking with international recruiters. My eyes burned from late nights, my coffee mugs piled up, but every email I sent felt like a brick in the foundation of my new life. Voice builds, intense and deliberate, with a hint of triumph. 6 months later, I got an email that stopped my heart, an offer from a top design agency in Toronto. Full-time, with visa sponsorship and a salary triple what I made in Pakistan. I read the email 3 times, my hands shaking, tears blurring the screen. This was it, my chance to rewrite my story. But I didn't just want to leave. I wanted my family to see what I was capable of. I wanted my uncle's smug grin wiped clean off his face. So, I planned a farewell that would leave them speechless. I invited my entire family to dinner at a fancy restaurant in Lahore, my treat, no expense spared. I wore my best kurta, deep emerald with gold embroidery, my hair loose, my chin high. They thought it was just a celebration for my recent promotion at my local job. They had no idea what was coming. Voice vivid, sensory, with a reflective undertone. The restaurant smelled of saffron and roasted lamb, the clink of glasses and soft chatter filling the air. My family was loud, as always, my uncle boasting about his son's new car, my sisters giggling over their phones. I sat there, my pulse racing, my fingers gripping the edge of my chair. This is it, Amara. Don't back down now. They'll never control you again. My heart thumped so loudly I thought they'd hear it. I glanced at my uncle, his smirk as infuriating as ever. He thinks he knows me. He thinks I'm still that scared girl who stayed silent. My mother's eyes darted to me, sensing something was off. My father sipped his tea, oblivious. The air felt heavy, charged, like the moment before a storm. Voice shifts to mimic characters, dramatic, with pauses for effect. I stood up, glass in hand, and cleared my throat. The table fell quiet, all eyes on me. I have an announcement, I said, my voice steady despite the knot in my stomach. I've accepted a job in Canada. I'm leaving next month. Silence. My mother's fork clattered onto her plate, the sound sharp in the quiet. My father's face froze, his eyes wide with shock. My uncle laughed, a harsh, mocking bark. Canada? You? Amara, don't be ridiculous. You'll come crawling back in a month, begging for our help. I smiled, slow and deliberate, savoring the moment. Actually, Uncle, it's a senior designer role at a global agency. They're sponsoring my visa, and I'll be earning more than you ever did. His smirk vanished. His face turned red, then pale, his mouth opening and closing like a fish. You're lying, he sputtered, his voice weak. I slid my offer letter across the table, the paper crisp and official, the agency's logo gleaming under the restaurant's lights. Read it yourself. My sisters gasped, their eyes wide with excitement. My mother stared at the letter, her hands trembling. My father's gaze shifted to me, a flicker of something new in his eyes, pride, maybe, or guilt. Voice triumphant, pacing slows for impact. The table was dead silent, the weight of my words sinking in. My uncle's hands shook as he read the letter, his jaw tight, his confidence crumbling. My mother stared at me like she was seeing me for the first time, her eyes glistening. My father's voice was soft, almost a whisper. Amara, when did you do all this? My sisters broke the tension, clapping and cheering, their voices echoing through the restaurant. You're going to Canada, my youngest sister squealed, her face lit up with pride. I felt my chest expand, like I could finally breathe after years underwater. Every sacrifice, every night of doubt, every jab from my uncle, it all led to this moment. I wasn't just leaving, I was proving them wrong. I was proving myself right. My uncle tried to save face, muttering, well, let's see how long you last. But his voice was hollow, his eyes avoiding mine. He knew he'd lost. The girl he called too soft for the world had just outdone him, and it stung. As we left the restaurant, my mother pulled me aside. Face. Amara, I didn't know. I'm proud of you. It wasn't an apology, but it was enough. For the first time, I felt seen, not as the dutiful daughter, but as Amara, the woman who dared to dream. Voice. Soft, reflective, with a hopeful tone. Looking back, this wasn't just about proving them wrong. It was about proving to myself that I was enough. I spent years carrying the weight of my family's expectations, letting their doubts drown out my own voice. But I learned that duty doesn't mean sacrificing your soul. Sometimes, justice is living your truth, unapologetically. I'm in Toronto now, designing for brands I once only dreamed of, living a life that feels like mine. My story isn't about revenge, it's about redemption, about chasing what sets your soul on fire, no matter who tries to hold you back. Voice warm, energetic, with a call to connect. If this story resonated with you, smash that like button and drop a comment below. Have you ever broken free from someone's expectations? What's the most satisfying moment of justice you've experienced? I'd love to hear your stories. They inspire me as much as mine might inspire you. If you want more real-life tales of triumph, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss a single video. Thank you for joining me today. Let's keep chasing our dreams together. See you in the next one.